The SEC has been striking at crypto. And the big thing is, how badly was this going to affect the market? Now, what we did start to see was immediate effect. But what's interesting is we knew that volume was coming at some point, and we started to get a short-term bounce. Now, we are for the day starting to turn red yet again. And there are levels we want to hold to confirm that this was maybe the bounce. Now, what I spoke to you guys about yesterday, I said you need to focus on the daily candle. The daily candle, the weekly candle, start to read what the candles are starting to share, what story it's trying to tell you. And ultimately, what we want to see is we know that firstly, the weekly stochastic RSI is getting near the bottom. So we knew at some point we're going to have a response within the bulls. Ultimately, what we want to see in that response is that we hold support that still keeps us in a bullish momentum. And what the major indicator that we're focusing on is this 200 weekly moving average. Now, I spoke about the possibility of us spiking through that first. The reason being is there are so many people that are longing and entering the market on this very high time frame indicator, which means that don't be surprised if they sent a wick further down to liquidate and to hurt those, to create the panic for those who thought this was an incredible buy, to panic out here, but therefore start to bring in volume. So what we started to see is we started to see a bit of volume enter within the 4-hour chart. We started to see volume start to enter within the daily chart. And what we started to see is a pin bar candle forming. Now, what the market is doing is it's attempting to make a higher low. Where we had the response yesterday, it was a mainly Bitcoin only pump. I'm going to speak about how I think the altcoins are going to go slightly lower than yesterday, but I think it's a great opportunity to load up on those. And what we're going to speak about is if we make the higher low now and we reclaim that at the end of this week, the 200 weekly moving average, you have a RSI reset, you have a bullish candle, you have bullish volume coming in. And ultimately, as much as we're getting all of the tax and the FUD is coming in, this might be a strong reversal for Bitcoin to attempt the tops yet again. So we're going to go through the main charts of Bitcoin. We're going to speak about many altcoins. We're going to speak about AI tokens as well. We're going to speak about the Bitcoin dominance. But this is the time. You wanted volatility. You wanted volume. You wanted that all to come. It is now here. No more wasting time. Let's get into the show.
Click, click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click, click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the charts, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click, click, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target, and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror, mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the charts, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click, click. Enter the sniper.
Yo, Banter fam, hope you're having a fantastic day. We are getting volume. We are getting volatility. Now is the time for us to see, do we hold these levels? Do we break the trend? And it is time to make sure that we are in the market if it remains bullish. If it starts to break major barriers, what are we going to do? This is why the show is here. This is why I am here every single day, to be there with you guys, to help hold the emotions. Because myself, the emotions go crazy. I know a lot of us feel on these big dump days. What should we do? And I'm pretty sure it makes you want to panic. It makes you want to panic out within. And I'm here to say, guys, let's keep our heads level. Let's focus on the charts. Let's focus on the levels. And if this happens, we change strategy, but you stay calm. I need you to stay calm. I need you to stay present. So guys, if you're part of the family or you want to join the family, hit the subscribe button. If you're part of the family and you enjoy the content, hit the like button. I need you guys to smash that like button when you enjoy the show so that I know what you are enjoying, and comment below what you're enjoying about the show too. Now, a few things. First thing I want to quickly chat about, Banter Bubbles. Make sure you download the app, get Banter Bubbles. You can see the daily movements of tokens, and you can actually click on a bubble, and there are chats in there that you can go see why is it pumping, all these sort of things. There's even features coming to this platform. So I think this is a very powerful platform that is free for you guys, and it's incredible. The next thing, what we do have over here, guys, is we have OKX. Now, this is important to understand that with OKX, yes, sponsors of the show, but they're running a big promotion at the moment. They're running an exclusive Crypto Banter bonus to the value of $30,000. All you need to do is sign up for OKX using the referral link below, make your first deposit greater than $50, and you receive a mystery box. Now, guys, anything can be in that mystery box. So it's $50 within deposited. The more you trade, the more rewards you will unlock. Check the link below in the description notes for all of the information. Where am I now? We're back on screen. There we go. So OKX, guys, sign up below and do me a favor. Sign up with the Sniper School OKX account link so you can join Sniper School too. We have cohort 6 coming now in the next 2 weeks. I think we already have up to 4,800 registrations. I think we're taking in another 1,000 and then we are capping it. Come join that. And remember, with Sniper School, you get the course, you get the live events, and you get the live trading sessions. Once you finish Sniper School, you can join the live trading sessions where you can trade every single day with the community. Very, very, very powerful. We have Discord. We have so many things. Go have a look below in the description and make sure you're using all the tools that we have provided for you. Okay, let's get into Bitcoin. Let's get into what is happening at the moment. So what we're starting to get, let's quickly jump in here and make sure that we got, there we go. Okay, so we spoke about a few days back, a double bottom. We ended up shooting up pretty quickly to the 28,500. We did not get through the major trend line, therefore started to form some sort of rejection. The issue that we had over here was we had a bullish pattern that played out. Yes, we were lacking volume. So one big problem that Bitcoin has at the moment or has been having is the volume crisis, where we've just been having this stable market, very boring market with zero volume to the downside and zero volume to the upside, just no volume in the market at all. Which means, and I spoke about this 2-3 days back, that volume tapers down and it goes to a boring stage. And then after the boring stage is when you start to get the spike within volume. And then what we basically have is we have 2 lines that are indicating which direction that volume is going to come in. And hi, what's happening? How are you?
What's up? We just here to learn.
Oh, cool, cool. Grab a seat. Do you guys want Sniper School link? Come join the school. So guys, whenever there is tapering off and whenever there is volume coming down, it means you got to stay focused, because at some point the volume taper or a volume spike comes within. And what it does is it gives us understanding the market's about to get more volatile, yes. But if you can track it down with trend lines too, it's going to give you the direction of what that volume is coming in. So at least with the non-volume over the last few weeks, we knew volume was incoming. And what happened yesterday? We obviously got all the FUD coming in. We've got the SEC stuff coming in, attacking the tokens, attacking Bitcoin, all of these sort of things, which formed volatility, which we haven't seen for a while. Now, traders, alert, boom, you're starting to get some volatility. And what we're starting to get to now is you're going to get a directional move within this week or within the next 24 hours of what direction we can move for the next week or two. Now, will this be Bitcoin attempting lower 20,000s, or will this be Bitcoin attempting 31,000 again? This is the time where we're going to start getting those directional moves of where we're actually going. So when we had this double bottom, we never had volume. We had the SEC come in. We ended up having volume. And then what was very interesting about it was it got bought up pretty quickly. And we started to see a little bit of interest within the market. The big problem was where's the interest? If we bounced here, why did we not have the breakout there? Why did we not get volume? So what it basically meant was there was actually interest just lower. So around the 25,400 is where we started to pick up interest. And all of a sudden we come down and we spike up. Now I want to speak about this current move, because if we play this correctly, this could be the temporary low. And what I mean by temporary low is it's now going to go attempt the highs. But we need to see something first. We need to indicate now that this is a really positive bounce with really good volume. And what it will do is, because we had the spike up here, we just want to see the higher low. If we get the higher low over here, it's going to pull up here quickly and it's going to attempt those highs. And again, who knows? If this bounces up and it breaks this trend, again, we caught the perfect area of where the interest is in. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a Fibonacci tool, okay? And I'm taking it from the bottom of this leg to the top. And all that we want to see on this current pullback is that we hold the 618. We hold the 618. Now, why are we having, after a pump yesterday, why are we having a small pullback? Because if you look at the 1 hour and the 4 hour RSIs, they got to the top. So it meant on a shorter time frame, we needed a smaller pullback. Okay, we needed a small pullback, higher low from there, and yet again from that, we can attempt the highs. So if we hold the 618, which is basically indicating the $26,000 mark on this current pullback over here, and we end up getting another good candle. Now, what's a good candle? I spoke about this yesterday, and let's go to the weekly to show you what a great candle is, okay? So you see what's happening over here is firstly, we came below the 200 weekly, and we spiked down. And where did we actually go on the high time frame? We came to these supports, which is good. So these were previous highs we struggled with in the whole year, the last few months to get through, and we finally cracked through it. And remember what crypto is about. It's about understanding the step-for-step method between support resistance, support resistance. So anything that was previous highs, if you break that, you just want to turn that. Let me just draw that better. So anything that was like that and you break through those highs, you just want to turn that into the new floor. And as it's breaking through, you just want to make sure that everything that was previous highs now become the new support floors. And basically you have two teams fighting between the bullish team and the bearish team. And every time a bullish team gets strong, it wants to turn what was previously a bearish zone into a bullish zone. So it breaks out, it makes the higher high, it comes and tests the previous zone that was bearish, makes it bullish, and it continues this momentum. And as soon as it starts to break that momentum, all of a sudden it happens in reverse, where the bearish team starts to take control within those levels over there. So it's just about understanding the step-for-step method, and you can see it beautifully playing out on the weekly chart at the moment. So what we had is we had the wick come down, come test this major support, and ended up getting interest. Now, what I'm liking about this, firstly, is if we can close above this $26,700 mark, we're going to form a pin bar candle. Now, I want to explain to you what happened the last time we got the pin bar candle. And that's this beautiful candle over here, okay? Which was basically, I think this was the USDC depegging. That was the time that we had the USDC depegging, was this area over here. And you got to read the story now of what it's showing you. It's showing you how you had a lot of panic that came in within the FUD, very similar to the SEC right now. And then what happened is you ended up getting a very important interest zone where it got bought up. And it basically showed that the bears tried to take this thing down, try to get a lower low, try to get it to break the areas down. And the bulls did not stand for it and pulled it all the way up. What came in response after that from the bulls? Because basically, if you got to look at it now, you got to say that this indicator that we're seeing right now, this is probably one of the best shots for the bears to take control again, right? This is the time for them. If they're going to ruin all this fun and send Bitcoin back down to the 20, this is their time to shine. So they're going to put everything they got. They're going to try really hard to push it down, very similar to what happened over here, because they got FUD on their side. They got fear on their side. They got everything on their side that can ruin the momentum. So they try to ruin it down. And all of a sudden, the bulls respond and buy it up. And they're out of power now. They just tried one of their big guns and it got shut down. And after that, look what happened. You end up getting a huge bullish signal where now the bears tried, they exhausted, they tired, and they ended up getting completely shut out from the bulls. And that started the next leg to the upside. Now, that's what we've been asking. We've been asking to say, was that it? Was that the high from Bitcoin, the temporary high? Because we stopped at this major area over here. Was it a high or was it a refueling for another leg to the upside? Because the way it works in crypto is if you look at a bullish leg, what you would like to see sometimes is it's usually a 3-leg. Have 1, 2, 3 to the upside. And then you start an A, B, C correction. Okay, you'll see this within Elliott waves, the basic Elliott waves, and all these sort of things. Okay, so what I see over here is I see 1 leg, I see 2 leg. Is there a 3rd leg? Okay, and remember, why are we thinking that there's maybe a 3rd leg? Because we're also just looking at the action of what Bitcoin's done previously before. It's done it on different scales, but it's always respected a nice market cycle of having these different emotions play out. And the last time we did have that big jump off, we had a bear rally. And I think that's the big question we're going to fight. If the market decides to push up, is this a bear rally or is this the start of the next bull run? But basically what happened over here was this pulled all the way up to the 618. Okay, from the previous high and the previous low. And again, we line this up and we'll be like, well, it respected it here and respected in the bull market before that. And if it had to respect that, that's a 45 to 50K Bitcoin before we even go into possible depression, if depression even comes, because we're at a stage now where it's Bitcoin's time to shine. If you have the US and the SEC attacking everything, is there no better time right now for Bitcoin to just rise and do something incredible? So we'll see if it is a depression. I do think they're going to change something different. But technically, it's showing that there's another huge blow-up leg still to come within Bitcoin if we had to repeat the similar cycles. So looking at this now, I'm now zooming back in and I'm like, okay, so I'm seeing a very similar candle to what I saw previously, which was this one over here. And this was a FUD candle. This was a fearful candle, make everyone fear at that time. And now I'm seeing the same thing. Let's jump back in here. There we go. So if I can continue to hold this moving average over here, it's showing me that the bears have tried. And over here, we've now pulled it back up and the RSI is getting to the bottom. If we hold this level and we break this very simple trend over here, Bitcoin's attempting the highs again. And I want to explain to you the importance of this. Because if this pulls back now, it shows next week should be a really good green one, and we're going to attempt these highs. If we break these highs, you're going to see a weekly squeeze that can take us up to $36,000 to $40,000 if we break the high. Because all the guys that shorted in these areas, I know Gareth was, I know many people were.
It looks like you've frozen. You can just maybe leave stream rather than jump back in quickly.
Who's going to take control? Am I frozen?
Yeah, you're frozen. You read the comments.
I'm frozen. Okay. Who's gonna take control here? Okay. Okay, I'm back. Is it better? Better. Can we close that door, please? Got nuked. I got nuked, guys. I got nuked. Okay, my chart's back. Okay, amazing. Now, if we hold this, we're going to attempt those highs. If we break those highs, you're going to see a massive squeeze to the upside. All the guys that shorted, I know Gareth was, I know many people, 𝗠𝗆𝗆𝗍𝗍, everyone was shorting here. All their stop losses are here. But hits there, you're going to see a massive squeeze. You're going to see a huge influx of volume, which we haven't seen for a while. And you're going to see a huge push. This possibly takes Bitcoin dominance to 53, 55. We'll see how that goes. If we don't get the higher high, it will be one of the biggest signals that I would be probably shouting at that time that it is time to offload. It's time to offload on that pump, because if we don't get the higher high, it will come down to the areas. But for now, we remain bullish. And what we want to see is, let's jump back to the smaller time frames, is you want to see us hold these lows. Yes, but 618. If we come to 618 now and we see one of those pin bar candles where there's interest over here, I think it's a great time to take some short-term longs. And then after that, what's important is we want Bitcoin to clear this level over here, which is basically the 28,500. We get through there, you'll see a squeeze up to the 31, maybe take a little bit of time there. And if we break through, we are on. It's looking fantastic. Now, I want to quickly jump back in here. And I want to show you guys something. I want to give you a little bit of alpha. Just before I get into everything else, let me show you guys a little bit of alpha. Let me just get this up and see that it is here. Dun, 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 dun. Is it here? Where is it? Not here. Let me see. Okay, I'll have a look for that now. I want to teach this. I want to see if I can find it. Will you go through the topics there on Lido? Just our different section at the top. I drew up a splitting system for their trading accounts. If we can see that, that'll be great. Quick ones. So USDT dominance. Important we get the lower high. So far we are. Problem is we're still above trend. So at some point we want to see, remember this is very similar to the Dixie. It's our crypto Dixie. If this makes a lower high, we want to see this drop completely down and back into this trend over here. And that will be obviously very good for us. Let's quickly have a look at the stock markets. Looking pretty good. We're going to need a breakout there pretty soon. Let's look at the Dixie before I jump into the alts. Lower high on Dixie. So we're good. We can drop down here. That would be great and obviously bullish for the rest of the market. Okay, let's jump over here and let's go through some of the coins. So let's quickly speak about dominance. So dominance did bounce. Obviously, big Bitcoin bounce, and therefore caused a small bounce within altcoins. Okay, now if Bitcoin goes on a rampage where it breaks literally 28 today, I expect this to continue. I still think it's great. Alts are still going to run with it, but obviously we want to know when's the big explosion. But if it breaks this wedge to the upside, Bitcoin's going big. It's going for the 40K. It's definitely going for a large amount if it breaks these major areas. Or what will happen is the second scenario is Bitcoin goes to the 28, 29 and it slows down. And therefore that can create this to drop down. Because if we have a look at Ethereum to Bitcoin, still looking good. Still looking good at the moment. Took a little bit of a little doji candle there within the Bitcoin pump. But when it comes to ETH and the dominance, still looking really good. So that's our savior possibly when it comes to the dominance coming down to the downside. So let's quickly have a look at ETH on the chart and see where it's at. It's forming this flag. So here we go. You can go chart this flag on the 8 hour. It does show maybe a little bit more range, but ultimately when ETH breaks this level of 1,920 is when you can start to see the acceleration again to go attempt those highs. And you have the same thing sitting with Ethereum. You have the weekly squeeze. If we break through the previous high, which is around about $21,040, you then have a squeeze up to the $2,500 level. So a nice 20% squeeze when it comes to that on the higher time frames. Let's start going through the altcoins and have a look where they're at. So guys, I think because Bitcoin is tempting these lows and that dominance is still strong within Bitcoin, there might be a slight lower low within some altcoins. So I'll speak about that now and go through them. But I think this is definitely an altcoin dip, especially if you get that candle on the 4 hour from Bitcoin. I do think it's a loading up zone. I think you can start dipping your toes slightly on the short-term trading. But I think on the investing side, make sure anything that's at really good levels, as in a 29-cent phantom, as in a 77-cent theta. Like these are crazy when it comes to higher time frame entries. But have a look here. If the same thing happens on Solana, we come here, we wake up a great candle. You see this 8 hour candle? Let me zoom in. Look at that. That's what you want to see. You see this candle? Boom. You want to see that and you want to see volume. That's great. So that's interest there. So if we make a higher low now, Solana's going to go. It's going to attempt. And ultimately, once it breaks through that area is when you can start acceleration. And once you break through that high, it's indicating that we should not make any lower lows. So you need to move your stop loss up. On money that's important for you. Any money that you're not holding within a year, 2 years in this token, you put stop losses in. Learn from the previous dump. It didn't feel nice, right? Especially if you didn't have stop losses in, guys. It felt shit. If you got hit the last day or two and you weren't prepped for it. So prep for it this time. You have more time. So Solana, I think, is still going to be one of the rockets coming out of this. We have Phantom at a crazy level. But look at this. Look at these wedges, guys. This is great wedges to be focusing on. So if we break these wedges at any point to the upside, going to rocket and there's big gains to be made. Because if you look at just the Fibonacci levels from top to bottom over here, that's Phantom back to 45. And you look at percentage wise of these trades, these are good. 50%. That's really good. Let's quickly look at, here we go, on trend right now, back in. If it's a higher low from Litecoin, it's the buy zone. Let's go look at THETA in that wedge. With that one, you wait for the wedge break. So you see what it's saying now is, do you have Ethereum and Bitcoin in your portfolio? Because if they break these levels, make sure you get those entries. Secondly, above that, it is going to be a Bitcoin and Ethereum pump first. After that, the altcoins break the trends. So it means that you have a day or two extra to load up on the altcoins. You might be very near to get your Bitcoin and ETH entry now. So if you start to look at a lot of them, this is a big token, which looks really good. Just see if I got the right thing here. Oh, there we go. Master trades. And let's go into Litecoin, THETA, Blockstacks. Cool. So if we go here, there we go. So Blockstacks, focus, focus, focus. This is good. You like this, right? Because of Bitcoin. This is BRC.
Yeah.
BRC. BRCs. So have a look here. This might do a small test over here, but definitely a hot coin now. And it looks like this one wants to rip up and go to the higher level. So this could possibly be a 30-40%. We had the metaverse tokens that got absolutely smashed. So this one might go slightly lower. That's why I'm saying the alts might go lower. If it goes here, I'm in. I'm in, I'm in, I'm in. We have Aptos. There's the trend. Beautiful. Guys, it's going to be so much fun. If we start breaking all these trends one by one, like we're going to hit a strong rampage again. Because I want to remind you again that weekly on Bitcoin, if we form that pin bar candle and we break that trend to the upside and we have volume, this is a 2, 3, 4 week pump. It's not just a short-term pump. It's a good month. It's a really good month, possibly a double-digit month within many, many, many altcoins. The one we spoke about that's still doing very well is KAVA. KAVA is looking hot right now, looking really, really, really good. So I'm going through these, guys. You know, I'll bring lots more tokens for you guys, but I want to make sure that we get through this dump first, and then we can focus on more. Here we go. You're looking at this coming down. Decentraland, gaming, 42 cents. So I think a little bit lower within the altcoins. So I mean a higher low for Bitcoin and a lower low within some altcoins. Reason being is dominance. But as long as Big Daddy is happy and is showing strength to the upside, I'm never afraid to load up within these altcoins. Chainlink, I think it's going to maybe come a little bit lower. We shall see. But around $6, guys. It's crazy for the long term. One that's looking a little bit terrible is Cardano on the shorter time frame. Higher time frame looking incredible. But shorter time frame, it did lose the trend, therefore forming that it's coming down lower. And I have two areas of around the 33 cents, and I have another area around the 30 cents. So these would be my dollar costing zones. I spoke about this yesterday. Draw the trends, take these trend lines, draw them in, and draw your main horizontal boxes of where you would buy this token. And then just split it up. So if you bought some yesterday, 20%, cool, 20%, 20%, and the rest in the breaker trend. So keep focusing on that dollar costing zone. Guys, I promise you, at some point, we're going to sit back and I'm going to be like, guys, did you take advantage of the dumps? Did you take advantage of the pullbacks? Like, it's a big, big, big thing. Paper hands uncuffed. Data as well. My dollar costing zone yesterday went slightly lower. I have one more area over here, but you can see they're a little bit away from the trend line. So it means it's a dollar. You can take a little bit of time. I'm talking probably a few days to build your alt positions. But make sure they're in, because if we have that closing candle end of the week and Bitcoin breaks that trend, like, it's going to go. We have Atom, which is now at the lower ranges over here. We had two zones. We had the first one we spoke about 2-3 days ago, which was this one over here, dollar costing zone. And you have another two. We're currently in one right now. This is one of the tokens that are getting hit by the SEC. Which means I'm bullish on it. Any tokens that I'm bullish on it. We have one more possible lower low if Bitcoin comes down a little bit more. MATIC, focus on these tokens, guys. They're cheap. Huge support for MATIC now. Huge, huge, huge support in the area over here. We have XRP just hovering. Not much is happening right now. My bags have been huge compared to last time. Good job, buddy. Good job, good job, good job. As long as you're building your bags on big red days, that's fine. We have a little bit more lower low on NEAR. And let's have a look here. Solana, BTC, AVAX, BTC, making higher lows. Amazing. Let's speak about these two tokens. PEPE. PEPE. I know Dylan's looking at me like, why are you charging this token, bro? This one. So what we have over here is you look at the daily on PEPE. Now, this is never a long-term hold, guys, but there might be some trades. So if you have a look here, you can actually draw this trend over here, which has been tracking. Why did that move now? Which has been tracking all the closes. So don't take it by the wicks. Take the closes. Close. Okay. The first daily close yesterday was a big amount of volume. Something happened there. If we close above this at any point within this week, it's going to hit a rampage. And what I think it's going to do is, I'm not saying it's going to hit the highs just yet, but I do think it's going to attempt the 618, which is over here. So this is trading high risk. So leverage and that, be very, 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 very careful. But if it breaks through here, I'm looking at a rally up here, which is 163%. So you can do whatever you want with that information. Just be very smart with the decision. But I'm personally going to be trading that if that happens. We have Lido. So Lido, another big token yesterday. Look at that. Pullback on trend. Boom. So Lido, again, showing big interest. I want to see what other tokens were big movers from yesterday. Lido, Blockstacks, Lunacy. How do we delete a bubble? Do you know? How do you get rid of that? It's too far now. Too far, too soon. It's too much over there. And let's focus. Okay, cool. So guys, let's quickly jump back over here and let's go to Bitcoin. Amazing. There we go. If we hold the 618 now and we form a bull, like a bullish candle over here, I'm seeing a push up. I'm seeing an explosion once we get through the 20 to 25K. I'm seeing a short squeeze that can go up to the 30K. Okay. If we hold these lows, so 618 will be a warning. If we don't hold 618, which is 26,100, and we don't hold the 25,800, maybe likely that we go test the 24. This is still an open zone we haven't hit just yet. We hold these zones. This is temporarily the bottom. Temporarily the bottom on the short time frame. On the weekly, if we close above that 200 MA and RSI reset and we have volume, this could be the low and we could end up rampaging for the next 3 weeks. Be ready with that. I would focus very much this week on my long-term portfolio more than the trading, because if we break these areas, you've got 3-4 weeks to trade. It's a lot of time. You don't have 3-4 weeks to load up your long-term portfolios if the markets do go. So focus on that part today. Have a fantastic day. Make sure you're following my personal channel, Sheldon the Sniper, on YouTube. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love, fam.